So now we're going to go over Medicare Part B medical. So here's your Medicare Part B. Your Medicare Part B covers your doctors, medical services, specialists, surgeons, anesthesiologists, etc., and also your testing. Right here is your monthly premium based on your income. And you can see this, and just remember the first number is for an individual. The second number is for married couples filing jointly. Okay, so you can see the premiums here based on income. So we're talking about Medicare for Part B for 2017. Some people who collected their Social Securities earlier than 2016, they still might be paying a lower premium. Now, so we come down here to Medicare Part B, deductible. Your deductible with Medicare Part B for your doctors is $183. Medicare will not cover this, so you're responsible for the $183, and this is per calendar year. This goes from January through December. On your deductible for hospital, just remember that's a per visit deductible. So we come over here and we look at the Medigap plans, A through N. And we can see which ones pay for the Medicare Part B deductible. So C and F are the only two plans, and the high deductible F. So the F plans and the C plans cover the $183 deductible. All the rest of these plans do not cover that deductible. So you might be saving a little money if you go with one of these other plans. But remember, you have to add $15 back to that premium, because if the $183 is not being covered and you divide that by around 12 months, then that really gives you approximately what your premium is when you include Part B deductible. Let's use an example on a medical bill. Customary is what doctors would like to charge. The Medicare approved amount is actually Medicare's rates, which protects you as a Medicare beneficiary. So if a doctor for a full knee replacement wanted to charge you $50,000 for a full knee replacement, Medicare is going to come back and say, no, we don't pay customary. Our rates is approximately $30,000. So Medicare covers 80% of what? Well, it's always the Medicare approved amount. So it's going to be 80% of $30,000, which is $24,000. And then you're responsible for 20% of the $30,000, not the $50,000, which is $6,000. And you can see that these two here will add up to $30,000. So your 20% is also always based on the Medicare approved amount, not customary. And then when we look at the Medigap plans, we'll see that they're going to cover right here, going across 100%, except for K and L is going to pay 50% of that $6,000, and L is going to pay 75% of that $6,000. And N's going to have a $20 copay for doctors, $50 copay for emergency room. So when we look at these plans, we know this is going to be around $140 for age 65, $165, $180, around $180, $185, or if you go with a high deductible F plan, around $50. G is going to be around $180 or more with other companies. K is going to be around $85 up to N. They're going to increase in price to around $145. Down here, excess charges, what that means is some specialty hospitals and doctors who do not take Medicare Advantage plans, and they do not accept Medicare assignment or just the Medicare approved amount. So in this case, if you had a doctor that did the surgery, he did not accept Medicare's rates, he would have you sign a piece of paper making you so that you understand that you're responsible for this, and he's going to charge up to an additional 15% on the Medicare approved amount, not customary. So that means that you would owe additional $4,500 if you only have Medicare, or if you had one of these other plans that did not cover excess charges, because there's only 2 plans that cover excess charges. That's F, and the asterisk is high deductible F, and the plan G. These are the only 2 that cover excess charges. So there are cancer hospitals that will charge an additional 15% on top of Medicare's rates, and it's completely legal. And if you had a bill that was $100,000 for chemotherapy, you would owe an additional $15,000. Then down here, foreign travel. Foreign travel. Medicare does not cover foreign travel. So you're responsible for 100% of foreign travel. And if fraud is a problem in the United States, what would it be like outside the United States? So when we go over here and we start looking at foreign travel on some of these plans, so C, D, F, G, M, and N will give you some coverage for foreign travel. You'll have a $250 deductible on those plans. They pay 80% up to $50,000. Now, the other reason why this is also so important is because people go on cruises, and those cruises are in international waters. If you're on a cruise, have you ever seen the medevac helicopters that land on those ships? So those medevac helicopter rides could be anywhere from $25,000 to $30,000 to transport you to the nearest hospital. So far out of all the plans, you'll see that the high deductible F and the F are the only 2 plans that cover 100% of Medicare's benefits. And then you also have what's called a select F. So on the standard F plan, if it's around $185 a month, that's per person, that's in Southwest Florida for a non-smoker age 65, you're going to have a 0 deductible. This plan is just nationwide. It just follows Medicare. Just goes anywhere that Medicare goes. All these plans do. Covers 100% of Medicare's benefits. Then you have the high deductible F plan, and that's going to be around $50 a month. And you have to pay your co-pays and stuff with Medicare up to, and for 2017, it's $2,200. But you're going to be saving approximately $130 to $150 a month every single year. So these 2 plans, as far as covering Medicare's benefits, 100% of Medicare's benefits, are the 2 best plans. High deductible F plan is the least expensive out of all of the Medigap plans, and the standard F plan is the most expensive. So the least expensive and the most expensive are the 2 best plans. Then there's the select F, which covers 100% of Medicare's benefits. It's going to be around, depending on the company, it's going to be around $165 a month, $0 deductible. On this plan, you have to go to selected hospitals. I've only had 2 people that wanted the select F plans after I went over this with them. 2 people had the select F plan, and one of them had problems with it twice. So let's talk about these 2 plans. If you have a bill, let's say somebody goes to a specialist and they have a $200 office visit. The F plan, the standard F, is going to pay 100%. Okay? The high deductible F, on that $200 visit, Medicare is going to cover 80%. You're going to pay 20% of $40 copay. The 20% times the $200. But you're saving around $130 to $150 a month in premium. So these 2 plans are the best. It's just a preference. My mother has the high deductible F. My father, the standard F. It's based on what a person feels the most comfortable with. They are both national, and they both follow Medicare.